I'm a longtime activist for cannabis, and I've been president of Bakersfield Norml since 1991.
The only way that you're going to die from marijuana is if there's a serial killer running around town whose name is marijuana, or if you grab a big bag of marijuana and you try to swallow it, it can choke you to death, or if you're around a big bale of marijuana and it falls on top of you, it can potentially kill you. But it will not kill you by indulging in it or smoking it or getting it. And I'm an example of that. At least 64 years, I'm feeling pretty good.
Good evening. Please identify yourself and proceed.
Hi, good evening. My name is Doug McAfee. I'm the president of Bakersfield Norml. That's a national organization for the reform of marijuana laws. And we've been in Kern County for Bakersfield for 25 years. In 1996, the people of California voted for and passed Proposition 215, which is the Compassionate Use Act of 1996, allowing for the cultivation, possession, transportation, and use of medical marijuana for anyone, any citizen, any age, for any use deemed necessary by a doctor. Prop 215, it's called the Compassionate Use Act of 1996. But it was voted in by the people, and so our state legislature cannot reduce the value of Prop 215. They can't say, put limits on Prop 215 that's not already not in it in the law. It has to be done by a vote of the people, which is why I'm really cautious about what initiative I would support in the state of California to legalize marijuana. But keep in mind, it's still illegal at the federal level and worldwide level too. And so, you know, after I've been hearing in the last 20 years, I say, well, pot's legal in the state. Well, it's not at the federal level. Well, to me, that's there's a signal there to me that says, listen, we don't really need any more legislation in the state of California. What we need to do is just like keep on fighting for the rights that we already have. And which it sounds strange, but I've been doing more fighting for rights to smoke cannabis since Prop 215 passed than before.
So this idea that you cannot be incarcerated for marijuana anymore is wrong. People are being still incarcerated. In fact, we're being attacked more today than we have in probably 40 years. You have today on your consent item 8C, and I'm asking on behalf of the thousands of patients that depend upon medical marijuana that you put that, that you take that off the consent and put it into a continuing mode to provide information to the public that will explain more fully exactly the impact that this ordinance has on local people in Bakersfield, the citizens. We estimate there are thousands of people that depend upon medical marijuana every single day, so it has a substantial impact here in Bakersfield.
You're not allowing it. That's all you're doing, putting it in writing. It's a farce. It's deceptive and it conflicts with the state constitution. I asked the city council to remove item C from consent and to delay the vote until later on and allow the public, the people, to take a look at it and make public comment. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public speaker.
Lawrence Gilmore regarding Kern 4.
So I'm glad we came to the board meeting. There's a few of us we spoke, and I think that we sent them a message. They know what's going on. They know we're here. We're not going away, and I think it's going to have a bearing on future activities and make Bakersfield be a better place for it. So I feel good about what we did. What's the future in the marijuana movement?
What is the future?
You know, I want to keep pushing, but I think we could, once again, think globally, act locally. But locally, we got to set the example, and so locally, when there's a board meeting, there's a city council meeting tonight, we're gonna go to it. I'm gonna go to it and just find out what they're talking about. But it's gonna be, I think, where the meeting is gonna be. What are they gonna do with all these collectives that are opening up? Because there's more collectives in Kern County and Bakersfield than I think. So many per capita. It's going well in Bakersfield. I mean, I think it's really going well. All these collectives are open. Well, the gateway drug is like Ritalin and there's another similar type of meth drugs that they give to children, and it's really been pushed hard in our society by not only doctors but teachers who force their children either do Ritalin or go to another class, go to another school. And that's what they tell these parents and these children and stuff. And so, you know, and that's speed, man. They get them hooked on speed, and so that's the gateway drug. Cannabis makes people more aware of their bodies, makes them more aware of what they eat. Because once you get involved with the plant, and that's what scares people, once you get involved with the earth.
Films is dangerous, 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 dangerous. Hectic Films is dangerous.